Hi. Okay. So, Rosemary Nevland, this may or may not be inspired by you, but I'm decided I'm gonna start doing video diaries, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of bored and I'm looking for a creative outlet because I'm trying to do something where I'm spending less time on my phone to do more creative pursuits, and I've always liked the idea of video diaries because it's something for me to look back on, I guess. I put stuff on YouTube before that's more of like my artistic sort of, manifestations, but I was like, oh, video diary where I can just talk about whatever and get my thoughts out there. So, kept the University of Texas water bottle that I got as a part of this workshop I'm going to be a part of. It's beautiful. Anyways, I'm going to talk about how the ocean helped me feel better about dying. Well, why'd the camera do that? Anyways, um, so basically, this is loosely inspired by this essay that I'm working on and I'm hoping to have as a part of my book, my second book, and it's called My Youth, Her Antiquity, an essay about my friendship with the ocean and in its relation to an eternity. I'm pretty sure that's the title. My Youth, Her Antiquity, a small essay about my friendship with the ocean and thoughts on eternity. So, basically, you know how the ocean is like one of the oldest things on our planet, right? Like the Appalachian Mountains. This cannot be debated, by the way. There are things in the Appalachian Mountains. There are things, at least there, because what do you mean that's been around since like forever? Um, anyways, the ocean. The ocean has been around for so long, and I'm an animist. I personify things around me that are in nature. And when I personify the ocean, I think of this very ancient, motherly, but also kind of ambiguous figure that I get so much comfort from, because really truly honestly, when you think about it, the ocean is infinite. Where you would imagine the ocean beginning, it also ends, and where it ends, it begins, which is how some people like me view death and dying. And whenever you die, you are ending the beginning of something, and you're starting the end of something, if that makes sense. The beginning is the end and the end is the beginning, because I do believe there is something after we all die. At least I would like to believe that, which kind of delves into my theory of religion, which is we believe in religion. Most of us do. I haven't been able to figure out how atheists go into my theory, because I want to make a theory of religion because I'm a freak. um Anyways, I think is death manifested. And no. The afterlife is a concept because as humans, we cannot conceptualize the unknown, if that makes sense. And the unknown is, it's a very scary thing to think about. And whenever I think in my head of nothing, I can literally not think of nothing because it is nothing. There are no characteristics to nothing other than itself. It can only be defined by itself, right? It's the same thing with like clear. You could say the air is clear, but also you cannot describe air, or something being clear as itself. You can only describe it as itself. Where am I going here? When I think about death, it's still that idea of like, you cannot define it without it being itself. You can think of, other things, such as like ego death or other things, but death's it's the end of something for something else to begin, which is also how I view the ocean. Because where the ocean meets the shore, it eventually, it goes off into complete eternal emptiness in the horizon, especially on the Port Aransas beach, which is where I'm most familiar with the ocean. And whenever I look across like the lines and everything, and like I look across like the horizon lines and all the ships, it's just infinite. And I've gone on Google Maps and I'm like, oh well, I'm looking at like Havana right now, I'm looking at Cuba, I'm looking at Mexico. It's amazing to have that kind of technology in my hands, so that like I can look on this and be like, oh, I'm looking at this right now. I can't see it, but it's there because Google Maps. But yeah, every time I go to the, every time my mom, my sister, and I, we have like our annual trip to the beach, which is what we've been doing for the past 2 years. It's very much like a spiritual cleanse in a way, and it makes me feel a lot better about certain things, and I feel at ease. And it's a good artistic inspiration too. Just listening to the waves, and I feel like if I were to really live on the ocean, I would get sick of it very soon. But going there once a year, it's special. It's really special, and it provides me a lot of comfort. And I feel like so many lessons can be learned from the ocean whenever you personify it. Um, yeah. Also, just like it's pretty. It's so pretty. It's breathtaking. Like, what do you? That's real. That's a real thing in front of me. Like, what do you mean? um, yeah, and it's a little bit of a spiritual experience whenever I go there, and very freeing. Yeah. I guess that's kind of all that I really have to say on that topic, which is really, I can keep talking about death. It's not that to say I don't love talking about death, because personally, I think you're a freak if you're like, oh my god, death and dying. Like, if you're doing like in a genuine, like, I feel like it's a little bit, not disingenuous, but I think it's a little weird if you're excited to die, basically. As I would consider myself deaf positive, but there's that whole thing. I did a project on this for like my English final during my senior year of high school, where I was talking about like spreading deaf positivity awareness, where being deaf positive doesn't mean being like hippie, yippee, hippie, yippee, we're all gonna die. It's more like we're all gonna die. Let's plan for this, because there's so many things that you should at least try to have in line before you die. Like, your will, what do you want done with your body? I know what I want done with my body. I want some type of green burial. And yeah, I want some type of green burial. I'm gonna be put into the ground, which actually I've been thinking about that a lot recently, because I am an organ donor. I have that on my license. And it was something that I did because I knew how much good I could do, but also the idea that I could be buried with not all of me in the ground does kind of scare me a little bit. But also, I gotta think how many lives my organs could save. So I'll figure that out. I guess I'll figure that out. I mean, I feel like it's gonna be fine. It's just something I think about every now and again. But yeah, crazy. I think that's pretty much all that I got. I'm at 8 minutes right now. Yeah. I think that's pretty much it for my first video diary. I talk about death, I talk about being an organ donor, and I talk about death positivity, I guess. And the ocean. And dying. There's more. Okay, bye.